You are free to kill the idiots. That is my order to you.
Hitler massacred 3 million Jews. Now, there's a 3 million drug addicts. There are. I'd be happy to slaughter, no? Maybe I would even congratulate you for having the balls to rape somebody when you know that you're going to die. Pag may tao lang, kaya binabati ko pa rin. I will kill you. I would kill all you making the life of the Filipino miserable.
Hello, and welcome to my podcast. My name is James, and today I'll be talking about my research topic for BCM310, Emerging Issues in Media and Communication. So today we'll be looking at the current presidency of the Philippines and how it's affecting the current landscape of social media and journalism. And our main focus will be political internet users. Are they Our main focus will be political internet users. Are they patriotic or internet trolls? Here's a question for you guys. Have you guys ever encountered a person who seems to be aggressively pushing a certain idea or belief towards others? Maybe they're arguing against something you believe in or have said online. Perhaps they're messing with you or others for no reason. Well, these people may be internet trolls. So what is an internet troll? To quickly sum it up, internet trolls are people who try to create negative responses and toxic environments for others through their actions, words, and how they approach certain situations. For example, you could be talking about a certain belief you have about a certain game or movie, and this person suddenly comes out of nowhere attacking your personal belief when you have the freedom to have your own opinions. That could be an internet troll. So our main focus of location will be the Philippines. And to bring context to those who aren't familiar with what's happening in the Philippines, there's currently a war on drugs enacted by President Rodrigo Roa Duterte. And it's heavily backed up by his supporters both in the government and those online and in the public. His supporters are actually appropriately named DDS, which stands for Die Hard Duterte Supporters. So what's the issue here? Shouldn't the war on drugs be a good thing? Well, that depends on how it's executed by those in power and tasked to handle such situations. Now, in the Philippines, Duterte advocates himself as a hero, trying to quote-unquote clean up the country by using harsh words within the media itself. When being interviewed, he would use words such as "I would kill them," "whoever is involved in these crimes, please kill them for me." By using these harsh words, it basically allows supporters or people with like-minded views to believe that these actions are alright, since our president itself is advocating these actions towards criminals. Now, despite all of that, there was a case in 2017 where a 17-year-old grade 11 student named Kian de los Santos was caught by police based on some drug charges or drug suspicions, and he was killed. And they were saying that he was using drugs, he had drugs on him, and he even had a gun. But due to character witnesses from family, friends, school, teachers, and even witnesses on the spot saw the fact that this child was surrendering peacefully and was still killed in a execution style. So with this case garnering a lot of media attention and sympathy from the public, the surprising fact is that a lot of supporters of Duterte still believe that a lot of these cases are justified, and the fact is the people involved in these do not have other stories besides being drug users and criminals. So what does this mean as I tell you all of this? Well, this kind of harsh background kind of backs up the fact that people online, especially DDS supporters online, are heavily using the platforms to kind of promote and misinform people on what's happening and to sway people's opinions, even scare them with the large amounts of supporters compared to those who aren't supporting him. And with the fact is that a lot of companies, media companies who are supporting Duterte being criticized heavily by him and then his supporters shows that despite all these watchdog media companies being out there, he is able to sway the story to his side being heroic. Now let's move on to a more specific thing, which is online trolling, and how we relate this with kind of Duterte's campaign on drug wars, basically. Now, based on some interviews I've done with some schoolmates of mine, I've asked them a few questions based on kind of to get an idea of what a person believes internet trolling to be, and what draws the line between being patriotic and coming to the point where it's basically bullying and abusive. So um, I won't be putting all the interviews here since it's audio based. I will be linking the videos to them, but based on the summary of all the interviews, most of my interviewees believe that uh, these people are being patriotic, but they are misguided in their attempts to kind of reach out to other people, and they're kind of blindsided by all the information, and people who are internet trolls and pushing this political ideas are usually in there for an agenda. Now, a lot of these answers were interesting because a few of them understood the importance of press freedom and the fact that no one really has the right to control or impose any restrictions on these. So, kind of understanding how internet trolls who are supporting President Duterte are kind of misusing the platform to abuse other people and to kind of sway them to their opposition or scare them from making any real changes. So to kind of quickly conclude, um, the situation which is happening in the Philippines is also happening in other places in the world. And the question is, how do we differentiate um, being patriotic and causing harm as an internet troll? I guess we can also I guess we can see through the actions of people. We can kind of see what their intent is. Sometimes people who are trying to do good things are also being misled or misguided, or even their actions are in the first place good, but in the end it causes harm for people. So I think as an online platform, we have to kind of create these safeguards to protect people's freedom of speech. And the sad thing is a lot of press freedom is being affected in different countries nowadays with new laws creating restriction on speeches. And I think the one thing we can take from this is we have to be careful of who we are interacting with online. Cover yourself and surround yourself with people who are not there to attack but to give constructive criticisms and advice. And people have to make better choices in the future in terms of when they're electing their leaders. So thank you for listening in. I know that's quite long, but please do listen to the interviews. They give a lot of interesting insights, and I'll see you guys. Thank you. Bye-bye.